What's up, everybody? This is Ominous for Responsible Gaming, doing an episode of Ominous Designs. It's been a long time. It's episode 184, and we have a green screen. Look at that. Isn't that fucking sweet? It's the sweetest. This is just the sweetest. So today, the episode's called Save the Artifacts, because I'm gonna try and protect me some artifacts. We're not going to look at the cards from last week because they're on a different sheet of MSE. They're Planeswalker, they're complicated, and I didn't get all that much feedback. People kind of like them, but they didn't say a lot about them. So we're going to be going like straight through as I'm picking up on slight. See that thing? I'm starting to fade away through the green screen. It's okay. We'll configure that someday. So, we're gonna make a creature. So I have two different variations of what I'm gonna do today, and we're gonna go through them. It's gonna be pretty fast. They're gonna be creatures. And the first one is gonna be white, and I'm thinking maybe one in a white. I'm thinking maybe it's a 3/1. It's pretty popular nowadays. It's probably gonna be a human. I don't know exactly. Maybe an artificer, why not? Why don't we? And you wonder why. And car name. It's okay, it's the same. And it's gonna say artifacts you control have? I think so. Protection from. Oh, I guess it's gonna be weird what I wanted to do. Protection from red. It could be no from red. Yeah, it's better to do protection from red. Spells and abilities. Let's see. I'm gonna go and see. Is that a paladin? It's a Fiendslayer? Fiendslayer? Is that it? Fiendslayer, yeah. Fiendslayer says can be targeted the target of black array spells you opponent control. Is that all we want? So I do want to protect my artifacts against red removal. Do we use this phrasing or do we use a different one? The one thing I wonder is if you say I cannot be the target, that means if you do a 3 damage to all creatures, the artifact creatures are gonna get hit. That being said, it's not really what I wanted to protect against anyways. I wanted to protect against artifact removal straight up. So maybe that is okay. I'm trying to think. What I do want. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. I was gonna say if you play Shadowstorm, for example, destroy all red artifacts. There's no amount of protection or can be targeted that will help. So it doesn't. I don't have to think about what I want to do about this. Now the question becomes: do I want to my artifact to start being like complete blockades for red decks? I don't think so, because that would be kind of a weird side effect. So I guess this wording is actually pretty sweet. So artifacts you control can't be the target of red spells your opponent control. Why not? I want to say why not. So that's one way of doing it. And that's one way of doing it. And my idea, I think I'm going to move on because that's kind of the basic idea, and you're going to see the 1-2 punch of the two different ideas that I want to implement today. The second punch, the 2-punch in the 1-2 punch biology is well, you say it right, biology, like a trail. Yeah. So this guy just because I think a new TT creature would kind of feel good. I thought a little bit about this in case you can tell. Oh no, that was the first version of my idea. Never mind, I don't think that works. No, we want color that want to protect against red. So the white is going to protect artifacts against red, and we also need to protect artifacts against green. That's the first thing that I was thinking, but we're not going to do that. So we want to protect them against green. So I think blue is going to protect them against green. So I think for that, a good creature in blue would be something like, I don't know, it might be a 2/1, it might be a 2/2. I think flying would be great, because you have to think that I'm thinking a little bit cube, but I'm also thinking there is not that many constructed deck that would have an interest in protecting their artifacts against just protecting the artifacts and be like a creature kind of in a hate bear kind of setup. If you're blue, you don't really run hate bears, I don't think. It's not the most efficient way of doing things. So this one would protect you against the green effects. Now let's say this is the other version, right? So that's the other version of protection we could be doing. Now, my idea when I started riffing on this is, okay, we have a white one that protects against red, we have a blue one that protects against green. Hey, why don't we just try and do a white-blue one that protects against both of them? Because at the end of the day, it is pretty freaking narrow to have a hate card that only answers one color of hate, right? It's anti-half hate, and usually you protect yourself against two colors, sorta. I mean, there's many things that protects against two colors. Usually they're not, they're actually more proactive. They are protection so that you can bash in, but if you're protecting, why don't we do like a Heartbeater Spring? The Autumn's Veil is protecting you. It's only protecting you against blue, is it? Autumn's Veil. Over here. Spells you control can be countered by blue or black. Okay, so it's blue or black can be countered though, and creatures can be target of blue and black spell this turn. So it is protecting against two colors. So, oh yeah, the other thing that I was thinking is, what if we could actually play this in a bicolor, in a either colors. So if I insert symbol hybrid 2-color white blue, something like that, and I think now that we have like crazy flexibility, it's probably good to make it cost 3. We can debate that, and that would be like, if you really want to push it, like it's kind of actually playable in a big series format, you put this as a 2/3. I think it might be okay. I think you want other artifacts only, because usually you can't really close a loop with that sort of things. I think the move I'm making in Artifact Creator is also a nice little push, because usually it's good in those decks to have more artifacts. So other artifacts you control can be the target of red or green spells, and you get it. Green or red spells, red or green spells, doesn't really matter. I don't think there's a major flaw in trying to do it that way. And I think, to be honest, it's probably what takes it over the top, because those are actually, like I said, very, very narrow, maybe not that interesting type of designs. It's a little bit of hate. It's kind of cool. This, depending on the format, might actually help, but you're not even protecting your enchantments. So you never really know. I think there's a fair chance that red is the most prominent artifact remover. Kind of depend on the format, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. But both green and red do it. The funny part is that originally white would be removing artifacts. But it doesn't anymore, and our cards don't protect against that after all. I wanted to do artifact you can be to target or red spells or abilities. I'm thinking that's better that way. It's just more interesting. Now, I'll be honest, this is possibly what that's possibly what puts it over the top and becomes like a little too strong. I don't even really think so. You can see I don't know what this is called, artifacts indestructible. So oh really? Oh, it's hexproof. In Kaladesh, you got this little dude that looks a little funny and says artifacts you control have hexproof, and he also draws you card though, and he costs 4. But this one, yeah, this one is a thing. 4 mana, artifacts you control can be a target of spell abilities your opponent control. Oh yeah, hexproof does abilities as well, obviously. Yeah. So it's partial. It's a color focused hexproof, which should be acceptable, I think. Especially 3, actually also 3 potentially is what pushes it to a little too good. But I don't think Leonin Albunus is known to be busted or anything. And this is just nothing to do with what we're looking at. So yeah. I think if this card is a little too good, potentially variations of the 2 previous ones are more likely to be acceptable. But I don't know. It's a protective card, you know. For the same price or similar price, yeah, I guess. You get Kira, Great Glass Spinner, which also has pretty darn strong protection. On a 2/2 flyer for 3. I suppose since I keep saying that my card might be a little too tight, maybe we pitch it down to 2/2. That's just fine. There's no big reason to go to the extra toughness. And that is it. The idea is pretty simple. The implementation is actually rather simple as well. So you got it, we got it. We're done. Looking forward to finding some illustrations for those cards. They should be looking pretty nice. I actually really like the artifact frame. I think it looks amazing. So tell me what you think. I'll be posting this as soon as possible on all of the usual outlets. They are over here. God, this is hard. Here. Huh. Jeez. On Twitter, Facebook, YouTube's, and as usual, I'll stream live on Twitch and then post a YouTube video later. You can also see and comment on Custom Magic. This is the subreddit r/Custom Magic. It is pretty freaking sweet. Some people have been posting some great cards recently. I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing over there. So come say hi. Tell me what you think. Like and subscribe. I never said that, so I'm just saying that this time. Cool. See you next time for episode 185 of Ominous Designs. Until then, play responsibly.